In the beginning, there was chaos and darkness in the void when God said, "Let there be light." And out of the chaos, God brought forth order, which was the firmament, and he called it heaven. Then God gathered up the waters in one place under heaven and caused the dry land to appear. God was pleased that, like the seas and the light, the earth was also good and made beautiful by the forces he had unleashed. Then God said, "Let this earth yield." And the earth brought forth all that grew in green and fruitful bounty. And God divided the day from the night, making the sun to rule the day, the moon and the stars to rule the night. And he made them signs for the seasons. Then God made the waters to swarm with creatures and fill the skies with wings of birds. And he made the animals, each to their own natures and to their places in the earth, in the air, and in the seas. And all the wonders of creation were surpassingly beautiful, yet incomplete. So God made man. Male and female, God created humanity in his image and gave man dominion of the earth. And then, for the sake of all generations to come, God commanded them to write down the stories of their search for God and the never-ending struggle between good and evil, and to collect them into a treasury of inspiration we call the Holy Bible.
An aging shepherd risks his life to make a stand against a cruel and selfish Pharaoh. The story of a people's oppression and of the man chosen by God to free them. A story of conflict which unleashes God's awesome justice upon the land of Egypt, and of a man's faith matched against the forces of Pharaoh in the story of Moses. Starring Julie Adams as the Queen, Robert Alda as the Vizier, Lloyd Bachner as Imhotep, Joseph Campanella as the Pharaoh, Anne Francis as Zipporah, Frank Gorshin as Okrat, and John Marley as Moses.
Moses had returned to Egypt from exile, carrying with him a command from God. The Pharaoh was to free the Hebrews from their 400 years of bondage. God had vested in Moses the power to work wonders in his name. And now, as his people toiled in servitude, Moses sought audience with Pharaoh, a man who thought of himself as a god.
We have come to see the Pharaoh.
Wait here, Hebrew.
Glorious Majesty, son of Ra, shine forever.
Yes, Imhotep, what say you?
The Hebrew agitators we were discussing, Magnificence, they are here, seeking audience.
Hebrews? Here? How dare they expose their lowly presence to the holy eyes of our Pharaoh?
I'm told by Imhotep the one called Moses claims to be a messenger of God.
Then their tongue should be cut out for speaking such heresy.
Perhaps, my Lord Vizier, but this Moses might afford us some diversion on such an uncommonly stifling day. Grant them entry.
Great Pharaoh, the Lord God says unto you, let my people go.
You are a brazen fellow for a Hebrew, Moses. What makes you dare say such a thing to Pharaoh?
I am a messenger of God, and he commands you.
Commands? Your God commands Pharaoh? The slave god must be very powerful, eh? Who is this god, Moses? What does he look like? A tower of mud, perhaps? And just where is this god?
Look to the sky, Pharaoh, and you will see his face in the blaze of the sun, in the changing moon, and the thousand eyes of the night that watch by darkness. His voice echoes in rolling thunder, splitting the heavens with great fingers of lightning. The Lord God is everywhere, in everything. Cannot be pictured like the bestial idols of Egypt.
I don't like them, Father.
I don't like them very much either, my son. But what should I do with them, my little prince? Should I cut off their tongues, perhaps, for blasphemy of the gods?
Yes. Then tie stones on them and throw them in the river to the crocodiles.
My son, the pride of my life and the future of Egypt. Even so young, his words thunder like a true king's. Do you not tremble before us now?
I have heard the voice of God, Pharaoh. I tremble only before him, as you shall. And by the signs you shall know him, and you shall know I am sent by him.
What signs, Hebrew?
Clever. But my own magicians are capable of such illusions.
Do not scoff, Pharaoh, or turn away. If you heed not the signs, you will bring down the wrath of God upon Egypt and upon your own head.
You begin to annoy me, Hebrew.
Let my people go, Pharaoh. Hearken to his words while you still have time.
The Hebrew slaves build my cities. If I were to free them, who would build the cities for my beloved son when he is Pharaoh?
Do not harden your heart, Pharaoh, lest you destroy your own house.
Enough. We are no longer amused. Begone, Hebrew. Since you can work wonders in the name of your God, here is one for you to try. Henceforth, the tally of bricks to be made each day by the Hebrew slaves is doubled. They shall make twice as many bricks as before, but straw will no longer be given to them.
But, mighty Pharaoh, how can the people make bricks without straw?
To make twice as many bricks as before and without straw should be a small wonder indeed, compared to changing a stick into a snake.
More bricks, Hebrew.
Pity, master.